Gil. How's it going?
Very good. How are you doing?
Thanks for doing this.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I just want to jump right in. Congratulations on being back and wrapping up and all that you've done on the show. I'm curious. Taylor Sheridan says he wrote the role somewhat with you in mind. Can are you Were you aware of that, or did you know about that from the prior work you've done together, or is that news to you, or have you thought about that? You guys talk about that? Just kind of curious.
No, he mentioned it to me back in 2016, and I
Oh
was
wow.
when we were filming Hell or High Water. Um, and yeah, he said, "Listen, I have this show that I wrote a character, after you." And I said, "Just put me in, coach. Just tell me when." And then we did another movie, Wind River, after that. And then he finally got greenlit on Yellowstone, and we were off to the races.
And so did you kind of have a sense in that the early conversation of what it was, or were you just like, yeah, we'll see when we get there? Like I'll show up and do it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that I knew what the story was going to be, but maybe just vaguely. But it's not the general sense of the story, It's the details of the writing that Taylor's so good at, They give you a sense of depth of that world, as you're exploring, and a sense of depth of the characters, and that's the real journey, you know. Getting to
Yeah,
destination is only part of it.
yeah, you've seen the character grow certainly from season to season, and I'm sure again, can you talk a little bit about like growing through this kind of hiatus and the changes and where you've been and where it lands without giving things away, obviously?
Well, you mean the hiatus of the 18 months?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that's what I mean.
well,
Just the time between, and just kind of like coming back into it and where the character is and where he was.
yeah, I think it just feels like an old glove once you come back, once you've established the nature of the relationships with these people and these characters, you just can't wait to get back on it. We go on with our lives and do other projects um, until we're back to roll again. But I think it only gives me a bigger appreciation for wanting to get back to Yellowstone. It's really spoiled us in terms of great material and filming in such spectacular surroundings and just really having a wonderful, great time with these people.
Yeah, it definitely translates, and it's a special project. Speaking of the things you've done in between, kind of curious if there's anything you can say or talk about related to the work on X-Men 97 and X-Men 97 season 2. People love it. It was incredible. You were great.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
Anything you have that's or just reflections on it if you can't talk about where things stand.
You know what? They gave me redacted scripts too. Can you believe these people? I don't know why they think we can't know the story. No, yeah, that was so fun, for them to come. I guess I've been doing it for a couple of years now, off and on. There's so much involved in animation, and
Yeah.
they do so much rewriting, and it's all for the better. I mean, it's really quite amazing how good they've made something that's supposedly retro, to
Yeah.
do a time frame from 1994, but recreated but a 1997 vision, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the fans seem to really take to it.
Yeah. Oh, it was excellent. I mean, just like Yellowstone. I mean, you've done so many different things. Are there things in your career that you're like, God, that's something I'd really love to try that you haven't done yet? Like you've had a long, varied career, so I'm just curious. Is there stuff that jumps out to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the hardest crossover is to kind of be cast in things that aren't ethnic specific, because then you kind of get pigeonholed and they're similar characters. If you're always a native guy, then that's not going to be an opportunity to expand out and be
Sure.
presented and represented in a way that's just equal as anybody else. I recently did a guest star role on a show called Poker Face, and I play a baseball coach, which I've never done before, and it's a comedy, and I have such fun with that kind of stuff. It's really different from a lot of the stuff I've done before.
Sure, yeah, get a chance to spread a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, again, congratulations. Thank you for taking the time and good luck with everything that
thank you
comes
so
next.
much.